All right, everybody. Welcome inside the PPA podcast studio. And do I have a guest for you today? This guy has taken pickleball by storm. Please welcome Augustus Augie Ge. Augie, welcome to the show, my man.
Hey everyone, how's it going? Hey, thanks Dave. Thanks for having me.
Thrilled to have you. And I mean, when you think about pro pickleball, we know a lot of the players, but there's some that we don't know, and you are one of them. And I look forward to getting to know you here. And let's dive right into the last tournament. In mixed doubles, you set the world on fire, but I want to go to the matchmaking of this because you end up playing with Hurricane Tyra Black. How did that even come to be?
Yeah. So it's a funny story. I'll tell my side. Basically, I was gonna play with Krista Getcheva, but we signed up like a day late, so we couldn't get in. The waiting list was full, and then so I was just like looking at the mixed doubles players and seeing who all was playing, thinking I wasn't gonna play anymore, and then I knew that Dylan and J Dub had pulled out, so I saw Tyra. I guess she was supposed to play with Dylan. She didn't have a partner next to her name anymore. So I just figured I'd shoot her an Instagram DM and see what would happen. And yeah, the rest is history.
I love that we don't even reach out to get the number. We go Insta DM and here we go. And it was hearing her interviewed on this was terrific too, because she's like, I'd never seen this guy. I was like, she had a friend say, yeah, go for it. And man, was that a good decision for both of you. So your second match was a tough one. You played the ambidextrous Jack Monroe and Leah Jansen and went 3 in that one. That is a good win. And then you come up on a team that I think is really good. Riley Newman and Jackie Kawamoto. That is a really good team. Augie, you wrecked them. 11-6, 11-6. How did you do it?
Honestly, I don't know. We just we executed really well in the wind there, whereas they kind of struggled a bit more. But I knew because like Riley would come over. Riley used to be based in Phoenix, and he's been coming over a little more often. So I've been training with him a little bit. So I knew like my level was there, and that I could maybe hang with him, and that I could definitely have a chance in that match. And I don't know. A lot of things just went our way. We played big in the big moments, and yeah, we're able to get it done in straight games. So that was a fun one.
Yeah, I mean, seeing 6-6, it's like, come on. I mean, I'm like, what is this guy doing? I've seen you play, but that is an awesome win. And when you and HTB walk off the court after that one, there's got to be confidence. How much communication was there? I think a lot of people at home wonder this new partnership, as you mentioned, last second, just met each other. How are you able to figure out what you want to do together to get a win like that?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'd say we are both, Tyra and I are both people of few words. So when we do communicate, we make sure to listen because otherwise we wouldn't really speak. Tyra, she's very tactical and she knows like a lot of the spots on a lot of players. So we kind of based our game plans off her intel. So very short, sweet, concise strategy talk in between games and in between matches, but it proved to be effective.
So
Yeah.
all of a sudden, I'm calling your matches, and guess who's in the semifinals? You are, my brother. You are. And guess who's on the other side? Anna Lee Waters and Ben Johns. And I think for players like yourself who are on the rise and making things happen, there can be a mentality. So what was your thinking going into that? What was it before you stepped on the court against the two best players in our game? Take us inside your mind when you knew you were going to go out on center against the number 1 seed.
Yeah, honestly, there was just so much kind of adrenaline I mean, honestly, our second match on that we didn't really have time to like get super nervous or really kind of think of the moment of playing Ben and Annalie on center court. We were just ready to keep going out there and play it point by point. And so that's what we tried to do. There were some moments where I thought maybe I like pulled a trigger a little early because I was a little more excited than I would have otherwise been just because it's been an Annalee, and then also with the home crowd. But overall, we just try to stick to our game plan and stick to the shot by shot mentality.
And you were there. I mean, it was 11-9, 11-7. You were right there. What did you learn from all this? I mean, I always talk, a lot of players ask me, you know, how do I elevate? And it's reps. So what did you get from this incredible run you had in your backyard?
Yeah, I would say that um, like specifically from the Ben and Anna Lee match, Ben is just able to affect the point every single time that he wants to, in a way that I didn't see from any other team that we played this weekend.
And what do you
So
mean by that? Help everyone at home understand what you mean by that.
yeah, certainly. So Ben was really able to insert himself into every point by because his competence in dinking is so high that he can take a dink from anywhere on the court, be it in front of Annalee or from all the way to his backhand corner, and he's able to put that dink exactly where he wants to, and he's going to do that every single time. He's so disciplined, and in that kind of sense, he doesn't have like as much of an ego, like in the sense that he's going to execute his game plan, whether or not he gets a shot that maybe he could flick, but that doesn't necessarily align with his game plan, which was just to put the ball in the kitchen and kind of dink us to death and just really keep calm at the kitchen line. So in the future, I think I've learned that I need to have that ability to kind of affect the match because there are some moments where like Ben is executing so well, and I feel like I'm not touching the ball as much as I really wanted to in order to kind of win that match. So that's the biggest thing that I would say.
Well, you put on a show. I loved calling it. I know the people at home loved watching it, and we did an informal poll on Twitter X and said who's the MVP of this Desert Ridge Open, the Veolia Desert Ridge Open, and guess whose name was littered in the answers to that? Yours. What does that mean to you?
Um, I don't know. It means maybe people are starting to recognize that I can play at a high level, but and honestly, it should have been Anna Lee just because I mean like how often and regularly she triple crowns, but honestly, that might just be a testament to how frequently that she does it. That she does it. Yeah. But no, it was really heartwarming to see all the nice messages on Twitter and whatnot on that poll specifically. So yeah, just thanks to everyone who supported me along the way.
So let's get into your name. Love your name. People are not pronouncing it right. I'm going to let you say it just so everybody knows that the way it has been said has been all over the place. So set everybody straight, Augie.
All right, sure. So it's pronounced Guh, like Guh. I guess the most common mispronunciations are Gi and G, which honestly I'm totally fine with. But Guh is the correct pronunciation.
And and is there a story behind your first name? I love it. Augustus obviously is the full thing. I did some Augustus research. It means majestic. Your game is majestic, man. So what's the story there? Did your parents love Caesar or something, or they just loved the name?
Oh, thanks so much for the compliment. Honestly, yeah, it's funny that you ask. So the story goes, I was meant to be born in August, like late August. So my mom was going to name me August after the month, and then I was born a few days late. I just wouldn't come out. So my birthday's September 3rd, and my mom was like, "Well, now we can't call him August anymore. So I guess we'll go with Augustus." So that's how it came to be.
Love that story. So Septemberus is the actual name you should be, but
Yeah.
yeah, love it. Hey, you're a lefty, and what damage do you think that helps you wreak? Because I've talked to Ben about this. Ben truly believes that a righty lefty combo is going to be the difference in the top team someday. Obviously, he and Colin don't want that to happen anytime soon, but help the other lefties watching this and the right handed players who have to deal with the southpaw. What do you think that gives you, and how do you exploit you being a lefty out on the court?
Yeah, certainly. So the biggest thing I'd say is just closing the middle. Like usually there are probably three spots, three major targets that one can go. One can go like on either side. So on the right hand player's if okay, so if the right-sided player is right-handed, one could go to their forehand wing, or one could go to the right-handed player on the left side, their backhand wing, and then the middle is also an option. But with a lefty on the right side, the middle isn't as much of an option. So that's the biggest advantage. And then also, it's just a matter of um, having a different look, really. So I guess a natural strength of like a lefty on the right side would be a two-hand backhand pull to like the right hip of a right-handed player right in front of you. So that's a huge advantage as well. And then it's just like having two forehands in the middle is just I just a big advantage. I don't know. Uh, yeah, I'm still learning the game, so specifics I gotta still come up with those, but it just feels natural.
Yeah, I mean, being able to dominate the middle with a righty lefty, we've seen obviously what Fed and Pablo can do with that. The Kawamoto sisters, how great is it that twins are a righty and a lefty? And I agree with Ben. I think that's the thing down the road once there's more of you. So you got that big advantage. The other thing I saw in your background, Augie, was some table tennis background. What have you brought from table tennis over to pickleball? Because I know when I play against a table tennis player that's got that nasty flick down, man, that's a lot to deal with sometimes on the pickleball court. Have you brought any of that over to your pickle?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say so. So, like in tennis, there's not so much topspin volleys, especially with the continental grip, but in table tennis, everything is topspin and everything is done with the continental grip. So, my competency in that regard was already quite high coming in. And then, yeah, like you said, the flicks and the combos, just kind of knowing the natural tendencies of where a ball might come back off a first attack has been huge for me.
Huge indeed. So let's be real here. You're the smartest dude I've ever talked to in the pickleball world. Folks, this cat got a perfect score on his math SAT. 800 out of 800. How did Augie, come on, man.
Oh my
How does
gosh.
that happen? How does that happen? How did you study like crazy? Or are you just the smartest dude ever? I mean, that is congratulations. That's unbelievable, man.
Oh my gosh, thank you. No, that's honestly, it's kind of embarrassing. I just remember like when we were filling out like our roster forms for like college sports, they said to like put some academic and athletic achievements and like I had just taken the test, so I figured, oh, that was cool, but never did I think that people would like go back and look at it and talk about it. So it's honestly kind of embarrassing, but I mean, my mom is a software engineer and my dad's like a math PhD. So I guess I got a lot of like that logical, quantitative brain. And then I did study a fair amount, I guess. But yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
I mean, for those of us in the 5 and 600s, I don't know what you're embarrassed about, dude. That is a remarkable achievement. And so you talked about that. You've got the data science background as well. Is there anything that you can take from that to the world of pickleball? Can you take that smart math mind and really bring something to pickleball that maybe somebody that doesn't think that way can't just physically process things like that?
Um, yeah, there's some pieces I would say. I think the biggest thing is just being able to frame a question. So like data science, I would say like that's like the most important piece and the piece that you really learn on the job is kind of knowing which questions to ask or how to formulate a question. And then on the pickleball court, it's the same deal. Like if something isn't working, getting to the root cause of like why that not be working, why that might not be working, and how to ultimately, uh, come up with a solution for it.
Yeah, I think that's dead on. It's not right, but are you able to figure out what question you should be answering and answering quickly against the best players in the world? So speaking of the best players in the world, you have battled them all. You've beaten a lot of them right here in your backyard. Where's this going, Augie? Where's this taking you, and what is your hope for the rest of this year and moving forward?
Yeah, ultimately, I mean, I just want to be the best player that I can be, um, just because I love playing so much. So I was actually speaking with my dad earlier, and like we did. He was reminding me that when I was like a toddler, we did like the thing where we lay out like a lot of different like um, I guess objects to kind of see what my future career might look like. It's like an old traditional thing, and he reminded me that I did choose like a ball. So in my like uh, I guess short corporate career so far, I did my master's and then was doing some data science and whatnot. But now I've still found myself hitting a ball around and trying to make a living out of it. So, I mean, honestly, racket sports are just something that I've always loved, and I just love competing, and I just want to be the best that I can be.
Well, this dude, since he was a toddler, was meant to have a ball as part of his life, and we are having a ball having you on the tour. I loved calling your matches. You have so many fans, and the good news for you, my brother, is the next match that you're going to play on tour is going to be in your backyard again, since we're in Phoenix again. What did that crowd do for you, and what do you hope to have down in Mesa in a couple weeks?
Oh, the crowd was everything for me. Like since starting about a year and a half ago, all my friends have helped with my game so much. They've honestly saved me probably a year's worth of trying to figure things out and things not working, and with just guiding me in the right direction. And then to have them in the bleachers supporting me during those tough matches was just incredible. And yeah, I mean, and us in Phoenix, we're lucky enough to have two PPA tour stops in our backyard in February. So that's why February is like my favorite month of the year as of last year. So I'm just excited to keep it going. And yeah, couldn't be happier.
Well, his mom thought his favorite month was going to be August. It ended up being September, and now his favorite month is February. So, Augie Ge, thanks so much for taking some time. Best of luck to you going forward, and we'll be watching.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, Dave. Appreciate it.
You bet. Take care, brother. How great was it to have Augie Ge in the podcast studio? I cannot wait to see where his career goes. It's going to be fantastic to watch. I can tell you where he's playing next, in his own backyard. That's right. At the Mesa, Arizona Cup, the pickleball is going to be outstanding. Oh, and I've got one more surprise for you. Yes, I do, folks. Offense is fun, but guess what? Defense wins championships. And we are going to be awarding a Defender of the Week every tournament. We're going to send them one of these authentic PPA shields. And you know what's even better? When defense turns to offense. I'll see you in Mesa.